September or November, I joined, wasn't familiar with the space at all, and that was the first thing that came up for me on social media. Left after a month just because it wasn't exactly what I was looking for in terms of training. It wasn't aligned with what I wanted to get out of remote sales.
What even had you want to jump in when you were already getting trained?
From you, it was this awesome balance of like, I'm having a genuine conversation. I'm ticking off all these boxes on calls. Like magic, I start to be closing more deals. But coming to Closers Cold, I just started learning like, okay, this is what language to pick up on. This is what I want to hear. This is what I don't want to hear. And then from there, that was the biggest switch in terms of my close percentage and just being able to talk to a different range of prospects. Like, you are a genuine mentor. Because you're not just there for sales, you talk to life, and like uncovering a bit of that and why maybe I hold myself back, why I do XYZ, that also shifted for me.
It's so easy, probably for you as well, to ask a prospect for 5, 10, 20K because you spent more than that on your own training, your own development. So you're congruent. It's like, I could very easily go and rent a fucking Lambo, go and rent a jet ski, do all this shit, get it filmed and be like, yo, this is what remote sales is. It's just not. And it's like, if people are watching this and you think that's what it is, it's like, yeah, you can hit 10K in commissions and you can do that maybe even quicker than Luke did it. But the reality is like, it's going to take time. You got to be good. And a lot of people overestimate how good they are. Like, a lot of people think they're really good and then they jump into high ticket. It's like, they just get wiped. Because like, if someone's watching this right now and they want to hit 10K in their first like month or two, they want to work 4 hours a day, this probably isn't for you. Alrighty guys, so in this video, Luke goes into detail about his experience being part of Closers Cult. Luke came to me while he was already on the offer that I was managing, so he was already getting sales training from myself. We were already doing weekly meetings, but despite that, he still decided to invest more into his own personal growth, development, and sales ability. And so he joined in December last year. As of recording this, it is April. In March, he just hit $19,000 in commissions. Now that came from managing a sales team as well as closing. So Luke's been in sales for a bit over a year now and he's managed to hit 19K, which is an awesome achievement and a testament to his hard work. But yeah, without further ado, I'll let you guys enjoy seeing his story and his journey because he already invested in quite a few different mentorships before working with me and he even name drops one of them. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
All right, nice background. What's up?
What's up, bro? We both...
I haven't seen you in ages, bro.
Since the Goldie.
Since the Goldie.
We're both repping the green.
How good's that? Bro, green's the GOAT. I reckon the green is actually the freshest.
We're matching, bro. You look buzzing. You look like you're glowing.
Oh, I'm glowing. I'm feeling good, bro. Always.
Sick, bro.
How's the Dubai been?
It's cool. Not gonna lie, I'm thinking of switching up my travel plans. And instead of spending more time in the States, spending more time here. We'll see. Right. But yeah, I'll have some updates soon.
Is that good?
It's good to catch up, man. I feel like we should have done this like a while ago, but we've just forgotten. But yeah. You've kind of just been behind the scenes, freaking crushing it. And I wanted the people to know who the fuck Luke Hart is. And yeah, bro, just like give them some context. So like maybe we can start like, how did you even get into high ticket sales in the beginning? Because you worked with me once you were already in it. So how did you even get in?
Can I drop names or no?
I reckon up to you, bro. You can drop it and then I can just blur it out later.
Yeah, fair enough. So back end of 2023, I think it was September or November, I joined ABC for about a month. And then, because I was purely wanting to get into like remote sales, wasn't familiar with the space at all. And that was the first thing that came up for me on social media. So I just jumped right in. Left after a month just because it wasn't exactly what I was looking for in terms of training, in terms of it wasn't aligned with what I wanted to get out of remote sales. So I quickly left after a month. I went through Facebook on my own and I got really lucky and I landed a fitness role for this really big company in the US who were hiring beginner sales reps.
Well,
So
when
I
you
managed
say
to
you got
get a job
lucky,
there.
like, why do you feel like it was lucky?
Um, I feel like it was just right place, right time. However, I still had to put time and effort into making sure that I was talking to the right kinds of people. I was chasing up with this one guy who was hiring. I chased up about 3 or 4 times before he took me on board. So there was a bit of luck, but it was also more so like the perseverance to be able to actually land the role and get a bit of an interview to be able to land it. So yeah, luck, but also just perseverance. And then I was there for about 7 months. I was still so new to the space. I didn't know who any of the big sales trainers were. All I knew was I came across, a couple big names that did a coaching session once a week with that team that I was on. So I was like, this is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm getting a bit of free training. But it was time to level up from, I think it was in February of 2023. I went to Bali with my mate for a month and I came across some other dude in the UK. Still was pretty naive about the space, but invested into another mentorship.
Right. Well, wait.
Um,
So how
and
many months? How many months into high ticket was that you went on the second mentorship?
so I think it was September went to ABC. Then it was October, November, December, January, February. So about 5 months.
Okay. And what
I
were your
invested
commissions averaging? Like roughly, like the first 5 months,
my
like
best.
one, two, three.
Yeah, like it really varied. My best month was 7K.
Yeah.
And then my worst month would have been like probably 2 grand.
Okay.
But it fluctuated a lot because didn't know, I didn't have the skill set. A lot of it was just based off the sheer volume I was doing.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of bonuses and things like that for monthly bonuses. So I didn't track anything. I had no idea what I was doing. But my best month was about 7K on that fitness offer.
Yeah. Okay. So then 5 months in, you do the second mentorship. What was the goal behind that second mentorship? Just to level up skill, or you hoping to get out of it?
Yeah, just to level up skill and hopefully find a better offer. Like I was getting a bit sick and tired of talking to that demographic, like in the fitness niche, which a lot of people who get into fitness will have a similar experience down the line, is just
Yeah.
very repetitive, very high volume, can get quite draining. I guess in my experience at least. So I was like, I want to find a better offer where it's a higher ticket, like more expensive services, and higher commissions. So that's why I went for another trainer.
Yeah.
And I managed to land a role through him, which was a social media marketing agency based in the UK.
Yeah.
So that was like my first look at high ticket. It was like 5K USD.
And
And
it was
then I had
10%
my first
comp.
10% comms. So from there, I reckon it was May to September, or I was balancing out the fitness offer with this offer, and managed to hit my first 10K month.
Yeah.
Um, and then
So
from
what's that, like
there,
eight
I
eight
came
months
across,
into high ticket, you made your first 10K. That's not bad.
yeah, 8 months into high ticket. It was decent. I still had no idea what I was doing. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't familiar with big names. And then I came across you on Facebook, which was I think it was June of 2024.
Okay.
And then
Do you remember what the
posted
post
something.
was? Like what you even saw?
Yeah, it was you. It was promoting something like I'd seen a couple of your posts here and there on Facebook, and I just
Yeah.
like started following you and like liking a couple of them. But then the one that you posted was promoting an offer that you just kind of that you were working on, that you were looking
Oh
to
yeah.
hire. And so I just jumped on it because my social media marketing agency offer, the lead flow was terrible. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, I want a new offer. And then I just DM'd you. And then from there, we just started chatting and you gave me a
Yeah, I
shout.
remember. Yeah, then we did a role play and I was like, oh yeah, like I could see the potential. He's like, he's got it. He's got that spark. He's got that energy. It was good, bro. Yeah, because you were a bit interesting because we worked together for a few months. Like obviously I was sort of managing you, I guess, and like closing alongside each other on Zach's offer. And then you still joined Closers Cult, even though you were already getting training from me. And even when you
Yeah.
messaged me about, you're like, hey, bro, I think I want to jump in the cult. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, I'll have you. I was like, well, you're already getting trained by me, though. Like, what even had you want to jump in when you were already getting trained?
Um, More training. Like I think
Yeah.
when you're in the learning phase, a lot of people will be naive and think that they don't need much sales training. It's just like they can watch YouTube and get good. A lot of people feel as though they listen to one person and they've got these skills for life and that they've mastered their craft. Whereas I was like the opposite. I'm still to this day like I want to master my craft and know and be like a top 1% in the space. So it was
Yeah.
a no-brainer. I was like, if I get extra sales trainings per week from Closers Cult, plus the ones that we do on Zach's offer,
Yeah.
I'm just going to get triple as good. That was like my mentality behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sick. And then, so what was like some of the, I guess, things that you actually learned or like, okay, this is different to maybe what I've done in the past or things that actually helped you, I guess?
From Closers Cult
Yeah.
specifically, there was a bunch. I think the first thing was just setting realistic expectations of the space. Like that's one thing you do very well.
Mm.
Like it's none of this promoting this life of freedom. It's like, hey, like you need to work hard if you're going to be a good sales rep. That was the very first thing. It's like, okay, my mentality changed to, okay, this is like a proper job, but the more you put in, the more you get out. Like
Yeah.
there's money to be made. The second biggest thing was just I actually learned a framework that was suited to a lot of different niches. Like that was the other thing. So coming from the other mentorship I did, I hated the framework. It was very like old school salesy like tactics,
Yeah.
like dropping the price at the end and all this kind of nonsense. And then from you, it was this awesome balance of like I'm having a genuine conversation. I'm ticking
Yeah.
off all these boxes on calls, and like magic, I start to be closing more deals, and I'm
Yeah.
able to handle more objects. And that leads on to the third thing, which was most important, which was just learning how to pre-handle objections,
Yeah.
which I knew was super important from the fitness offer I did, but I never knew how to actually do it properly because they
Mm.
treat you like such a beginner there, which I was. But coming into closers cult, I just started learning like, okay, this is what language to pick up on. This is what I want to hear. This is what I don't want to hear. And then
Yeah.
from there, that was the biggest switch in terms of my close percentage and just being able to talk to a different range of prospects and really
Yeah.
challenge them.
And that's what allows you to pre-handle the objections because if you know what answer you need and you're not getting it, you're like, okay, if I don't handle this, this mofo is going to give me a think about it at the end. Like I've got to keep
Yeah.
probing here. But it's interesting because some people know what answer they want, but they move on anyway because they don't have the balls to call people out. And I feel like that's even something like we worked on a lot in the beginning. Not like definitely not now, like you do it quite well now. But in the beginning, it was like, bro, you got to like call these people out. You got to like stop them in their tracks and actually say something here.
Yeah. That was a huge light bulb moment that we had together because I'm very like I was very conscious of my language and then being all professional, which in my mind it's like in everyday life, I'll just say it how it is. Like I can be vulgar, I can
Yeah.
swear a fair bit, and then I'm thinking, I'm gonna push, like I'm gonna really push them, and I'll might say something I regret.
Yeah.
Whereas with you, it was like, well, just do it, see how you go, and then we can always pull it back in. And I
Yeah.
remember it because I did it on like one of the calls the next couple of days, and you're like, yes, like that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, from then on, it's like, okay, that's my limit. Like I know how to push people, I know how to get the most out of them. And
Yeah.
that's all I look at it as, holding them to the
What
standard I hold.
what mentally shifted for you to actually help you because you probably knew that you had to do it, but you weren't actually doing it. So what actually shifted in you that helped you actually start doing it on calls consistently?
The first thing is that it worked. Like the first thing is that I tried it and people respected me for it more. And I was like, okay, so I people actually respect you for challenging and giving them a push. The second thing was a kind of a weird one, but outside of Closers Cold, I remember we had a phone call one day and we just chatted more so about personal things in life.
Mm.
And that was a really big shift for me as well. And that's where it goes into like when I said in my last video I did for you, like you are a genuine mentor
Yeah.
because you're not just there to talk sales, you talk to life and like uncovering a bit of that and why maybe I hold myself back, why I do XYZ, that also shifted for me. So it was two. It was like definitely the mentality of why it actually works. The second thing was that you shifted the way that I actually looked at
Yeah.
things.
Because I mean, how like it's the same thing with me, bro. Like whenever I wasn't on my shit in my personal life, my health, or whatever it was, like if I'm, delaying things, I'm procrastinating things, I'm saying no to investments myself, or I'm giving think about objections, like I would always attract that shit. And that's why it's like a lot of the time we all want the fancy word tracks, the handles. How do you get over the partner objection? How do you get over thinking about it? All this. It's like a lot of the time, if you are just that guy in your life, like I've still got work to go. I've still got work to do, work to go. But if you can do what you're asking the prospect to do, it makes it so much easier. Like it's so easy, probably for you as well, to ask a prospect for 5, 10, 20K because you've spent more than that on your own training, your own development. So you're congruent. Like so it allows you to do
Yeah,
it.
I literally don't even think about it. And the amount of times I can just look at someone dead in the eye on a sales call and just be like, bro, I've been there, I've done it. Like, I
Yeah.
know it's hard. You know it's hard. Like, let's cut the shit. Like, we
Yeah.
both know what's going on. Whereas people who haven't done it, they just can't have that level of congruency.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Cool, bro. And yeah, it's cool because like you a lot of people think that it just consistently goes up in high ticket sales. And it's funny because you talked about me like not selling the dream and the lifestyle, which is very funny because I could do that so easily. Like you said, I'm in
Yeah.
Dubai right now. It's like I could very easily go and rent a fucking Lambo, go and rent a jet ski, do all this shit, get it filmed and be like, yo, this is what remote sales is. And it's like, it's just not. And it's like if people are watching this and you think that's what it is, it's like, yeah, you can hit 10K in commissions and you can do that maybe even quicker than Luke did it. But the reality is like it's gonna take time. You gotta be good And a lot of people overestimate how good they are. Like a lot of people think they're really good,
Oh,
and then they jump onto
bro.
high ticket. It's like they just get wiped.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's so.
So
But
yeah, what were you gonna say?
sorry, but I was gonna add on that as well. Like when you're talking about like selling the dream and everything, I think people just automatically trust you so much more knowing that they have to put time and effort into it, and it's much more real. And
Yeah,
so people are willing to work hard for a tangible goal than they are to just think they're getting a Lambo in 12 months' time. So I think it's something special about Cult because everyone's there to actually with the right mentality. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And they're the guys, like the ones that come in with the right expectations, they're the guys who actually see the best results and the best people to work with. Because like if someone's watching this right now and they want to hit 10K in their first like month or two, they want to work 4 hours a day, this probably isn't for you, right? Like I want a cult, I want a group of guys that like want to put in the work because they're the ones that are going to see results. And it's like long term, yeah, you can work 4 hours a day and make 10K a month. Like I could do that. Anton's done it. Like you could do it. But it's like, do we want to limit ourselves? No, like that's a limiting mentality, right? We want to keep pushing, which is it's good that everyone's like that in the group because it makes you want to do more. Um, in terms of commission, so like you hit the 10K, then you probably went down and up, and what's sort of the last few months looked like? I guess like what was like the highest and what's it kind of consistently been
Yeah.
sitting?
So last month combining because I've just started managing an offer and then obviously Zach's, it
Yeah,
was 19.4K. So that was my biggest month. And then this month is on target to, I reckon I'll hit like 15, 16, which would
yeah,
be good. And then a couple months prior were less. Like I think last month on Zach's was, the month before last was 8.
yeah,
Um, and like the calendar utilization for anyone that doesn't know, like out of a 40-hour work week, I had like a 18% calendar utilization. So it was still decent commissions for the hours I was working. Like we just
yeah,
had a lead flow issue. So
yeah,
if for a 40-hour work week, if the calendar's stacked, like you times it by four. And so
yeah.
ideally like that's comps that I should be making down the line.
Just to break that down, so that means like out of a 40-hour work week, if you did less than 20%, that means you took 20% of 40 hours, which is 8 hours of actual calls, of you sitting on
Yeah.
actual calls. So, like, obviously, there's a little bit more. There's a bit of admin, you have some calls booked that don't show up, follow ups, things like that. But overall, probably like less than 10 hours actually being on calls to hit
Yeah.
8K. So when Luke says it's like, and that's in a month. So if you 5x that, if you had 100% utilization, you do the math. But like even if it wasn't 5x, even if it was just 4x, you're at 80% utilization of a 40-hour work week. That's what 30, 35 hours, something like that. And you're obviously looking at a lot more. So, but that's the reality, right? Like offers will go up and down in lead flow. Like 1 month it's 8, one
Yep.
month it's 19.2 with two offers. This month maybe 15. But it's like, dude, that's more than what a lot of people make every year. I saw a stat that actually shocked me. Do you know what the average yearly wage is in Australia?
70?
70K a year. So
Yeah.
that's like six and a half
It's,
K a month. And you're
yeah. It's
23,
fuck
right?
all, bro.
23?
Yeah.
23 years old, making like more than double, like even at 15K, more than double the average wage. And you could do it from anywhere. Like you choose to do it in Melbourne, but you could be anywhere. Like you could be freaking in Bali or wherever.
Yeah, well, bro, I love traveling. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Yeah.
like right now, I think that the higher you get in the high ticket space, the more people you know, you realize that you ain't shit. So like me doing the numbers I'm doing now, I'll be looking at people that are 10 times ahead of myself. And
Yeah.
like that's where I want to be. So it's like you start learning very quickly when you surround yourself with the people in the space. That's why joining a mentorship is so important. You start being able to look at like what's realistic, and then that just makes you work harder. So like me now, I'd be like 1% satisfied because I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like I want to be doing 100K a month. So
Yeah.
it's all relative, but yeah, it's pretty crazy when you look back and see how far you've come in a year or so.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think sometimes even you underestimate it. Like the fact that you're managing a team, maybe what, a bit over a year in high ticket sales total, or still less than a year?
Yeah,
Like
a
you're
bit over.
a bit over a year managing a team for a pretty large fitness influencer, training reps, building out setters, building out closers. Like I know you've learned a ton even from that, but like, dude, a lot of people don't get into a management position until they're like 2, 3, 4 years in. The fact you've even done
Yeah,
that, that's a testament to how far you've come, bro. So I think even sometimes you don't actually realize how far you've come because you're just that type of guy that
yeah,
wants to keep pushing. but it's cool.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's always just a bit of a like you can get caught up in it. That's the one thing about the online space is you become really addicted. Like I'm just kind of in love with sales. Like
Yeah.
on a weekend I'll be thinking about sales. On a Sunday I'll be thinking about it. So, but like that's how I think it's healthy. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people who want to get into the space will have that same sort of drive. And
Yeah.
I always say to a couple of my friends that think about wanting to get into it, when you can wake up every day doing a job that you genuinely love and you're in
Yeah.
like you have a passion for. Right. That I'd rather do this and make 6K a month than any other job and make 6K a month, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because oh, sorry, one other detail I think we forgot to mention is that while you were, yeah, this is, I forgot, completely forgot this. While you were ramping up, you're also studying at uni full time.
Oh, bro, I was doing my last year of osteo last year, which was
Yeah.
like 3 full days a week. It was like 24 hours in uni a week,
Yeah.
plus exams, plus study, and then just balancing sales on my days off. So yeah, bro, like if I didn't have uni, I'd be, yeah, in my head at least, I'd
I
be
actually
far more
totally
ahead of it.
forgot that. Yeah. Like, so keep in mind, guys, Luke hit 10K in commissions in a month while he was studying full time at uni. And yes, it went up and down, but that was while having full time university. And it was only like the start of this year or just end of last year that you like fully went full time and into high
Yeah, it was
ticket.
November. I
Yeah,
finished in like November, end of
yeah,
November.
yeah. That's crazy. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that gives people a lot of context, and yeah. I mean, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I will say something just in terms of sitting on the fence because I think that's every single person that sits on the fence. Like I reckon it's almost like a consequence question, right? It's like at the end of a sales call, it's like what's riskier? And it's always like, is it going to be riskier for you to stay the same with where you're at now, or is it going to be riskier for you to actually take a bet on yourself and go all in with something that has the upside that high ticket sales does, learning from someone like Orlando? Like at the end of the day, I know it's riskier, and I think it's just a game of betting on yourself. And Orlando will take you the rest of the way because it's happened with me. It's happened with Anton. There's a ton of guys that can vouch for that. So that's what
Thanks,
I'd
bro.
always say.
Thanks, bro. Well, yeah, I'll drop a link in the description or something if anyone wants to check it out. But yeah, bro, we'll catch up offline. I'll stop the recorder and but yeah, if you guys want to find out more, just check the link in the description. We can have a chat, see if it makes sense. If not, no stress. Keep going on your ways. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. All right, see ya. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, if you do want to learn more about Closers Cult, I'll drop a link in the description somewhere. You can book a call with myself where you'll be speaking with me and we can go into more detail about your current situation, your goals, where you want to be, and see if it aligns for you to become part of the cult. Apart from that, I'll see you in the next video.